Welcome to the Bismarck State College Library's tutorial on getting the right question. When we ask a question of any sort, we are seeking information. By the conclusion of this tutorial, you should be able to do two things. First, label the 4 parts of PICO, a question formatting theory we are going to learn. And second, design a research question using that PICO format. Every day, all day long, we ask questions that we don't even realize require us to do some research. What's for dinner? How much is my tuition? How do I change the oil in my lawnmower? How do I find the nearest Red Lobster? How does nitrogen affect my garden? We ask those questions knowing we will get a piece of information to help us take the next action. It's no different when we are looking for articles in research. We need to find valid information from studies and experiences that can teach us about a topic. If we can't articulate the question well in the beginning, we spend lots of time searching without much purpose. It's like going to the fridge thinking, "What am I going to eat for supper?" and standing there with the door open. Suddenly your mom is yelling at you, "Shut the door already! Are you trying to air condition the whole world?" Isn't it easier instead if you know you have a steak to grill and you are looking in the fridge for what vegetables are available to complete your meal? It is important to understand what information we are seeking in order to search more efficiently. Having a well-formed question saves time and provides us in the end with articles that speak to what it is we truly need information on. This is where we'll learn the 4 parts of PICO. PICO is an acronym representing the following letters. P is for patient, problem, or topic. I is for your intervention or what is the current solution to the problem. C is comparison. What other solution could we have for the problem that we could investigate? And O is outcome. What is the goal to be achieved and how will you measure it? Let's start with our patient, problem, or topic. What is my overall topic? Is it cognitive issues, behavioral issues, eating disorders, addiction? And then how can we narrow down that broad area to something more specific, like schizophrenia, ADHD, anorexia or bulimia, or opioid addiction? The next part of forming the question makes us take a look at what is the current solution or intervention being used on our patient or problem. So we need to take a look at what current practice is being used. We also might want to know what other treatment methods have previously been used and what has caused the problem in the first place. Comparison is knowing about other methods to solve the problem. So have you read about something or have you heard from your peers about another solution to, say, treating ADHD? For example, in children with ADHD, does classroom furniture impact learning outcomes? Before I could form this question, I would have to have some previous knowledge that classroom furniture is being looked at as a way to solve the problem for attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. To gain that type of knowledge, you can browse journals in your topic area. The last letter in PICO is O for outcome. We need to know how we're going to measure which method is most successful. So our measures could be decrease in medications, fewer work days missed, more reported good days, better grades in a classroom. Any of those would be a measurable outcome for us. One of the goals of this tutorial was to help you format a PICO question. By using this worksheet, you should be able to fill in the blanks to identify a problem or patient, an intervention, a comparison, and an outcome. Here are some sample questions for you to examine to help you determine how to lay out a PICO question. For instance, in therapy, in cognitive behavioral therapy, our problem, what is the effect of emotions? Effect of emotions is our outcome on cognition, that's our intervention, compared with behavior. Secondly, in etiology, Are men who have hallucinations at the age of 50, so there's our patient, at risk of or for schizophrenia? Risk is our outcome compared with teenagers. There's our comparison. I'm going to leave this slide up for a few seconds so you can look at it. You could also pause the video at this point so you can continue reading through these questions. By thinking through what we truly want to know about, we narrow our question to specific information instead of broad, general ideas. This makes it more efficient when we are reading articles to determine if the information applies to our question. By now, you should be familiar with the two parts we outlined at the beginning of this tutorial. First, the 4 parts of PICO. They are patient, problem, or topic. The I is intervention or current solution. C is what we are comparing against. And O is what is going to be the outcome. You should also be able to form a research question using the fill-in-the-blank table. If you don't feel you've mastered these concepts yet, please re-watch the tutorial or contact one of the librarians for more help. If after watching this tutorial you feel you need more help, the librarians are here to help you with your research. You can give us a call at 701-224-5450. We're also available by email at bsc.library@bismarckstate.edu, or you are welcome to stop in the library at the reference desk to ask for help in person. Good luck with your research.